How can you have a whole thing and not it?
No. Okay. I think we're live, buddy. Come here. Oh, you got stinky toots. You got smelly farts. Oh, Brutus. You stink, buddy. That's good. What's going on, guys? If anyone's here yet, looks like one person is here. We'll just talk for a few minutes. Welcome back to another one of our Walton's live streams, Meet Your Six live streams from my kitchen. It had to be a little bit later tonight because I usually play golf on Sundays, and that got canceled this week, and I was not willing to miss my round. So Flip, Andrew, you guys, some of you guys know him. He and I went out and played a local course, got 14 holes in, and we tied. I was 42 on the front, best front nine I've probably ever shot. We had a blast, had a good time. So now we're just chilling here. We're gonna make some Italian sandwiches. We've got some Swiss cheese, we've got some Coppa, we've got some salami, we've got pepperoni that Allie and I made. We have a good amount of prosciutto. Yeah, I know, not necessarily on an Italian sandwich, but I like it. I've got some lettuce, tomato, no onion. We're gonna throw it in the oven, and it makes absolutely delicious sandwich. Easy thing to do. I mixed up some extra virgin olive oil with some red wine vinegar for a nice coating to it. Got a little bit of salt and pepper, but most importantly, I have a beer. That is really part of what cooking is all about. And bonus, I think we figured out that a sober John is a better golfing John. It looks kind of dark. I don't have any other lights I can turn on. I don't know why it's looking like that, but I can hardly see me, but I don't think it really matters for you guys. I'm sure looking at me isn't the reason that you come to these. Just place to hang out, drink a few beers, and watch me fool around with some food. So I've got a big Italian loaf. This is not the best bread that we can find, but I live in Kansas. We make do with what we can with the bread out here. Makes no sense, we grow all the wheat. I don't know why we can't make good bread here. I've heard all the theories that it has something to do with the water, it has something to do with the elevation, but Kansas is not known for our bread. Beef, yeah, we've got most other states absolutely cooked, but for bread, we are way down on that list. I mean, I would take Florida pizza over most of Kansas pizza. That might be a controversial statement, but there are people in Florida who are from New York. I've heard stories of people who have water from New York flown down to Florida for their pizza dough. We have a paucity of good pizza down here. So, if you guys have any questions, I have two phones going. I've got the one I'm recording from, and I have my phone here. I'll try to keep a better eye on chat today. Dilly Dally Doll Co. Machine and Welding Service. Miller Lite is the way to go. These are not Miller Lights though. These are Busch Lights. I had these from at work. We're moving. I'm sure I've told everybody this a ridiculous amount of times, but Walton's is moving. We're closing down our current location, moving a couple of miles up the road to a brand new facility we built. It's absolutely gorgeous. Got a new studio kitchen, a new test kitchen, open office concept so all the employees can be together. Huge warehouse, much bigger than our old one, so we can stock a lot more items. Part of that though is we've been going through and cleaning out things. My freezer had things from 6 years ago. So we let all the employees paw through that, pick what they wanted. And in the walk-in cooler, there was some beers. So I took some of those, because why not? Can't let them go to waste. But I agree, Miller Lights are usually my go-to beer nowadays. Okay, so we've got our loaf of bread, which is obviously an important part of this. I'm gonna cut it in half, but it's easier to cut or to split once I just cut it in half like this. I'm not the best or most skilled person with a knife. I know that might sound kind of odd, considering I think most of you have seen how quickly I can bone out a pork butt. But that's not real knife work. That's just boning out a pork butt. It's fairly easy. See how unevenly I cut that? Now I wanted this to be a little bit bigger than this, but I wasn't aiming for that difference. So we're only gonna toast the bottom half. Is that? Yeah, that's a lot closer to what I was looking for. So I did well on one half. First thing we're gonna put down is our Coppa. We've got nice, look at that, beautiful pieces of Coppa. Really nice fat in there. That fat's been aged to perfection. We're gonna get a couple pieces on both. Then we've got some salami. We're gonna reverse that. We'll get 3 pieces of salami on this, and we'll just get 2 on there. I've got a ton of this pepperoni that Allie and I made, and then we used our Walton's 12-inch slicer a couple of live streams ago to cut it down really nice and thin. And we're just gonna load this up. Get this nice and thick with pepperoni. I might even add a little bit more. I think I am gonna add a little bit more. I'll grab some more out of the freezer or fridge here in a minute. And then we're gonna put, we're gonna put some prosciutto on it. Now, prosciutto on an Italian sandwich, not really traditional, but I don't care. Just add whatever it is you really like onto your sandwich. And come here, sit. Be a good boy, give me a paw. Say hi to the people. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, that's Brutus. He is my sous chef and taster of everything we make. He's very easy to please. He enjoys eating anything I put down. So now we're gonna put, we're gonna do the prosciutto next. We're just gonna lay it on there. A couple of pieces on each side. Prosciutto has that really nice salty taste to it. And it also does a great job of just kind of melting in your mouth. So we just want to make sure each side is somewhat even, at least on the prosciutto. Then we're going to load it up with some Swiss cheese. You could use provolone, you could, I guess, use mozzarella. Probably the mozzarella might melt just a little bit better, but I love the taste of melted Swiss cheese, so that's what I'm using. I will also pay the cheese tax. Come here. Paul. Be a good boy. Eat slowly. That's a good boy. He's usually not that patient. Allie says, yep, the pepperoni is amazing. Allie was a big help in making all that. Brutus weighs somewhere in the 200 and something pound range. He used to weigh a lot more. He's lost a good amount of weight. When he had both his knee surgeries, we had to get both his ACLs fixed. He became a lot less active and he put on a lot of weight, but most of that's come off. All right, so I've got my oven set to broil. It's just gonna be 4 or 5 minutes. And just one paw. What? Just one paw weighs 200 pounds? No. He's not that big. I mean, he's big. Come here. Come here. He's very stubborn. Come here. I mean, he comes up to, steady. He comes up to about, stay. Somewhere around somewhere around my waist when he's sitting. He's a chunker though. So while all of that starts to melt, I've got about 1 part oil, and just, I mean, it doesn't have to be the best oil in the world. This is the burrito, and just some basic red wine vinegar that kind of gives it that nice zip to it. We're also going to put a little bit of black pepper and some kosher salt on it, but we'll do that all after it comes out. Then we want some vegetables on here. Now, technically, tomato is a fruit, so it's not really a vegetable, but I mean, what was the saying? Intelligence is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad, something like that. And we don't want to put those in the oven. Now, you can, but in general, it's better to just let them get put on the sandwich after. We've got iceberg lettuce. Just whack it down to break off the root. Pull it right out. And we're going to take a few. Will you eat lettuce? What happens if you eat lettuce? Come here, give me one. Do you want lettuce? Nope, he spit it right out. Dogs do not like, or this dog does not like lettuce. He was very excited for it initially, and then just spit right out. All right, so we're going to get some lettuce on here. We're going to kind of shred this or cut it up a little bit. I probably will not use as much lettuce as I just took out. If you have what do you call them, a mandolin slicer or a lettuce chopper, you can use that too. If not, just a regular chef's knife will work. This is is this a Wusthof? No, this is a Victorinox. Victorinox makes great knives, very similar to Wusthoff's. The better knives you have in your kitchen, the better you're going to be at cooking. That's just a general, the more fun it is to cook. Nobody likes to cook with dull, bad knives. And same thing, golfing, whatever you like to do, hunting, fishing. The nicer gear you have, the more you will want to do it. So, I highly recommend everybody get a good set of knives. Mine are a mix of Victorinox and Wusthof. Victorinox because that's what Walton sells. Wusthof because that's what I got when I got married. Everybody who gets married probably gets a thing of knives, right? Everyone puts it on their registry. Oh, that is nice and melted. So we're gonna take that back. Let's see what happens here if I just take this out. What did I do? Okay. We've got our cheese really nice and melty. I think that might have fogged that up a little bit. Sorry about that. And we'll pull that out. Ooh. We've got a nice melty bottom side. Transfer those over. Whew, that is hot. I would recommend broiling. Broiling just gets that top as hot as it can possibly get. Oh. The hard part about this is making sure that I don't eat both halves. All right, let's get this all arranged. Hot, 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 hot. All right, we're gonna throw some lettuce right on it. Tomatoes. Some people like, lots of people like to put onions on these sandwiches. I'm not that big a fan of uncooked onions. caramelize them, cook them, whatever. I love them. Uncooked onions, I'm not the biggest fan of. And we're going to take our oil and vinegar mixture. Get it nice and mixed up. I'm going to pour it on the side of bread that did not go in the oven. It's nice and soft still, and it'll absorb some of that right into it. Put it down on there. Probably, yep, I 100% put the wrong side on each. So we'll flip those. And they're nice and warm, good toasty bread. Cut this right down. And I don't know if you can hear him, but he's snuffling. And we've got a delicious looking sandwich. We've got nice, melty Swiss cheese. We have some Coppa on there. We have some salami, some pepperoni that Ali and I made. Prosciutto, tomatoes, onions, and the best bread we could find in Kansas. Such an easy meal to make. I'm gonna take out the pepperoni because we made that ourselves, and we, when we stuffed it, we made a really big diameter, so like sandwich pepperoni. But everything else I bought for this, outside of the olive oil and the red wine vinegar that I already had, and the salt and pepper, which I didn't put on, this was less than 20 bucks. And look at how much that made. I mean, that's a huge amount. If you have, 3 or 4 people that you're trying to feed, this is a really easy way to give them a quote-unquote home-cooked, it's not necessarily cooked, it's more just assembled, but a home-cooked meal, really quick, that everyone is going to love. Anyone who does not like that is insane as far as I'm concerned. Wait, what am I oblivious to? Are we fighting about air fryers? Is that what I'm missing? So, Dilly Dally Doll Co. Machine and Welding Service, which is a great name, by the way. Lunch for 4 days, that's not actually what's going to happen. What will happen is I will eat this and this right now. Then probably somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning, I will wake up and I will eat another slice off this. And then I will wake up first thing in the morning and I'll remember that this is in there, and I'll have myself a breakfast of this absolutely delicious, delicious sandwich. What are we arguing about with air fryers? Can anyone catch me up? Niall says let's eat. I could eat this whole sandwich. That is not even a remotely difficult thing for me to do. Okay. Allie, I might be a little late in tomorrow if we eat this whole sandwich, but I can get that down. I 100% can get that down. I have a few more beers, so mixing some beers with this, it's gone. Sorry, buddy, I was planning on giving you a little bit of, look at that drool. Come here. So I'm trying to sell this house, and a 200-pound dog that drools like crazy and then shakes his head and gets his drool flying all over the place is not a fun thing to be doing. You can't believe well, first of all, this is Busch Light. It's not Miller Lite. And I used to be the snobbiest of beer snobs you can imagine. At one point in my life, if it was Miller Lite or nothing, I would drink nothing. Like I would just not drink. And then I stopped working at a beverage center and started paying regular prices for beer. Yeah, my, what do they say, champagne taste with a beer budget caught up to me real fast. So I now drink like a normal everyday man. Melted Swiss cheese with prosciutto is perfect. No, Allie, I 100% can eat the whole thing. Question is it actually worth it? Like, what will you give me if I can eat the whole thing? The oh, you can't do it worked on me until I was like 34. But then I matured just a little bit. It doesn't work on me anymore. Yeah, see, ND Mike knows. I am a world-class, no, that's not fair. We have video of me getting put in my place about how quickly I could eat hot dogs. It's nowhere near as fast as I thought it was. Hot dogs are hard to eat fast. I don't know how Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi and those guys do it. It's absolutely insane. How many beers do I have left? Okay, we're good. I got nervous for a second that I would have to get into my girlfriend's high noons, but I don't. Yeah, it was funny because I was embarrassed, basically. It was a humbling experience for me. But this, I could do. It might take me a while, but I can get that down in a single sitting if I really wanted to. But we do, Allie, we have a very big day tomorrow, right? We have to move the entire studio kitchen, including, for those of you who've watched some of our videos, that enormous island we have. And that is going to be a real challenge. As near as we can figure, that island weighs between 600 and 800 pounds. So we've got a bunch of people to help, but we have to take it off its top, turn it sideways to get it through the door, and then get it onto a truck to the new place. So that's going to be a real pain in the butt. But we'll be able to do it. Oh, she's saying it's not the whole thing, it's just 3 items that we're moving. The desk, the tabletop, and the base. Not to lie, she won't like it. He ate it. That must have come in contact with enough beef or with enough meat that he wanted it. I don't know where I'm watching this, because the numbers are different on the 2 phones. So, I don't know what YouTube's deal is. When I look at one phone, it says X number of people. Over that phone, it says different number. Oh. So, Andy, Mike, anyone else, we're in currently talking about what we're going to do for the next process stream. So these are just things I do at my house every Thursday. We all just hang out for a little bit and cook something. The process streams I do from the Walton's kitchen. That's every other Monday, and we're going to make like something like jerky, sausage, summer sausage, something like that. Those are a little bit more in depth, and they're every other Monday. The schedule would fall on the Monday right after we move into the new studio, so we're not sure we can make that happen. We may do something different. Instead of like actually processing something, we might just kind of like show you what the new building looks like. But it's also, there's some stuff going on there, like do we have occupancy? Can we actually do that? We're trying to figure that out. But one way or the other, either not Monday, not this upcoming Monday, but next or the following Monday, we'll have another process stream. Slowing down, but not done. If Allie can come up with some good enough reason for me to eat all that, I would go through that. Yeah, man, I would love to do a walk through the new building, but it's just, can we legally do it? Okay. This might all be easier too if I wasn't drinking beers as I was eating these. But again, single guy, eat whatever I want. But if you have a small family, I mean, this is like I said, a very inexpensive, easy way. Give everyone a meal they're all gonna love. Very tasty. There's nothing in here that anyone should at least have a problem with. There's nothing spicy. And we don't even have onions on it. I eat through other people's, wait, John, thanks for the nice sando. I eat through other people time to go make more money to buy more stuff from the store. That's awesome. We appreciate that. Yeah, so hopefully the new retail space will be great for all of our local Wichita customers. It's not far from the current store. So if you're already going to the current Walton's, I mean, no matter where you're going, it's another 4 minutes to the new place. And if you're up north or west, it's actually faster because it's so close to 254. I keep looking at houses along 254 because eventually, hopefully, this place will no longer be mine. Now, will I miss this place? Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty nice place, right? Kind of a gorgeous house, but it needs to be sold. Here is the large piece of lettuce he did not eat. Oh. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on chat so I don't miss another argument like whatever that was about the air fryers, which are great, by the way. I don't know what a negative on an air fryer would be. best way to cook fries, in my opinion, unless you're going to deep fry them in beef tallow. Which, by the way, Allie, all the beef tallow is still in the freezer at work. I'll take care of that in the morning. Ugh. I intentionally did not eat much today, knowing that this was coming up. So, I'm usually hungry enough to pull off the show. That was just bread. There was no meat in there. You got tricked. All right. Yeah, that's for. Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna throw away the tallow. It's amazing for cooking. The girl I'm dating right now hates fish. Not hates fish. Does not like fish. I made her when we did the beef tallow deep fried crappie. She tried some of that and absolutely loved it. So, no matter what you think of fish, whatever deep fried stuff, if you use like purified beef tallow, it is completely delicious. Absolutely better than using any of the vegetable oils, peanut oil. All of those are so highly processed, and beef tallow is literally just beef fat. That's all it is. There are additives to it, and it's not that hard to get. Beef fat used to be a really big thing in the meat processing industry. Used to be a way commercial processors could make a decent amount of money along with the hide. For a long time, that just went away. People didn't care about it. There was no market for it. They actually had to pay people to come and haul it off. Hopefully that's starting to turn around as people are going back to more traditional methods of cooking. Some people, like Allie, are getting a little crunchy with it. There's some hippiness. I won't quite say Allie's into crystals yet, but I do make the joke from time to time. She's getting close to woo-woo crystals. You're pretty crunchy, Allie. Every time I complain about like some ailment or something's going on, it's like, oh, I have this all natural medicine that you could try for that. That makes you fairly crunchy. Yeah, I know you're not into crystals, but you're like 2 steps away. Like, it won't be much to push you into crystals. L. Cohen says, no, what did I miss? Go back to El Cohen. Come and look at your aioli. Worst ingredients ever. First ingredient is soybean oil. So that's probably the, where is it? Terrapin Ridge Farms aioli. Sure. I mean, that's not a product that we make. So there's a lot of things that have poor ingredients, but unfortunately, we don't control that. We like Terrapin Ridge Farms because they're a company about our size with that make a lot of great products. Now, we used to be obsessed, or at least I used to be obsessed with something that we call tender jerky. Made jerky for years, and it was standard jerky. But we were annoyed by the fact that we couldn't make our jerky as for lack of a better term, as tender as what you would buy from one of the big processors just in the store, right? You get this bag, it's 100% shelf stable, but it's still tender, even when it's been sitting out for months and months. So we did some research on ingredients and what was in there. Basically, what we figured out that we were missing is the same sugar content. So we started adding extra sugar to just what we made, not our bags of seasoning, but like when I would make it, I would add extra brown sugar. And then kind of just eventually hit us that we were taking jerky, which all you really need for it is salt, cure, and a dehydration time, right? And instead, so we were taking something like that, that's incredibly healthy, great snack for on the go, and we were turning it into like junk food. So we don't really make that anymore. We used to do on our old live streams, I would send people bags of it, like people would win it. Then kind of realized like we were sending out junk food to people. So we stopped doing that. I used to be in a lot better shape than I am now, but what can you do? So, seed oils are a big one. There's no question about that. I don't know how many, 4 or 5 years ago, when that all kind of started. The first one I cut out was sesame seed oil. Then I started cutting out peanut oil. I don't actually, or not peanut oil, canola oil. I don't actually know about peanut oil because technically I believe a peanut is a legume, right? Peanut is not actually a nut. So I don't know if that's quite in the same realm as the other seed oils, but yeah, there's a lot of good arguments that that stuff is just not good for you. Tri-tip, absolutely great cut of steak or cut of beef that does not get anywhere near as much love as it deserves. We used to have a seasoning, what was it called? Greek, Cyclops Greek, and we may still have it. I just haven't used it in a long time. That worked phenomenally on tri-tips for whatever reason. That seasoning with tri-tips was absolutely incredible. Yeah, Philly broth's incredible, but you wouldn't use it in tri-tips, would you? Oh yeah, we used to do that. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. For a while, we were taking Philly broth, the Philly broth seasoning, and using it on all sorts of different things instead of just making sausage out of it. I have to go back and look at some of that stuff. I also found as I was cleaning out the studio kitchen some koji powder, Koji. It's some Japanese thing. And I cannot for the life of me remember why I got it. So at some point I'll search on Meatgistics once the move has happened for what we were trying to figure out with koji powder. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a tri-tip too. Okay. I feel like I've proven that it would not be much, or very much harder for me to finish this. I will finish it if that is what we feel like it needs to happen. Like if this was an actual challenge, then fine. If not, I'm going to save some of that for my 2 a.m. snack. Patrick brought this up the other day. I'm going back to traditional ways. They used to have an early sleep and then be awake for a few hours in the middle of the night and then sleep again. My body is very much on that schedule. I go to bed 10 o'clock. I wake up at 2. I go back to bed around 4. Happens almost every night now. I grew up in the area that is considered a tone called Santa Maria seasoning, the most common that I know of. We used to buy them for 88 cents a pound. Use it for everything. Yeah, now, good luck finding anything for 88 cents a pound anymore. Just cowbell. I'm going to be out in California in early November. I'm playing Trump National right outside of Los Angeles, and then another really famous course in Calabasas. We know a chef, not through Walton's, but we know a chef the head chef at both of those resorts, so they're going to get us on the resort for free. All we have to pay for is our airfare to get out there. Where are you? Are you around LA? You want 1 5? Give me 1 5. Come on. I can't figure out why the numbers are so drastically different on this. Also, it would be helpful for us to know, where are most people watching this and where did you hear about it? Was it just the YouTube notification? Are you watching it on waltons.com/live or are you just watching it on YouTube? That would be helpful information for us. Oh, you're 7 hours north. Yeah. No, I was going to say, if you were closer, maybe we could get together for a drink at a bar or something. Northern California scares me because that's where the big great whites hang out. Southern SoCal, around San Diego, kind of those are nurseries for the smaller ones. When you start getting up into Northern California, that's where the big boys hang out. All right. So YouTube. Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. I mean, the value of doing these through YouTube, even with the somewhat of the difficulties it creates with other things, is that it utilizes, I mean, YouTube has an amazing notification thing. Yeah, okay, Allie. Allie was the one who convinced us to go back to doing these on YouTube. We were using, yeah, hold on. I gotta let him in, he's pawing at the door. Let's go, come on. Allie was the one who convinced us to go back to YouTube. We were using Cloudflare and just like doing it ourselves. And the YouTube notification feature is just so powerful. San Luis Obispo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still worried I'm going to get eaten, even in Kansas. I mean, it's become, it's not even a running joke, it's just a thing that I'm ridiculously afraid of sharks. Someone got bitten in the Everglades the other day. I'm telling you, freshwater attacks are becoming more common. And I know I brought it up before, but it's bringing it up again. Allie wants to do this awesome party where you come dressed as your favorite conspiracy theory. Right? So with the beard, I'd probably go as Ted Kaczynski. But then you have to bring a PowerPoint presentation where you teach everybody else about your conspiracy theory. The Ted Kaczynski one is that the FBI was behind the Unabomber, and it was, look it up. But conspiracy B is that a ridiculous number of people just go missing in the ocean every year, and they drown. Really what is happening is they're getting eaten and consumed by sharks. No. Just proud of you. You're lucky you survived that. All right. Just thinking about how many times you were probably in proximity to a really big great white is absolutely frightening. Oh, and look up how far up bull sharks go up the Mississippi. That'll be eye-opening too. They catch them in just outside of St. Louis sometimes. I mean, they go bull sharks go way, way up. It's something in their, I think their liver, that allows them to handle both fresh water and salt water. And here we are again. You let me talk, and it's just gonna go to sharks. Yeah. Allie and Austin and I were talking the other day. They all took their parents to the beach for was it for their birthday or their wedding anniversary? Either one. They all went to Florida. And Austin saw a shark swimming along the beach and was telling people to get out, and people didn't get out. I've told everybody, anytime anyone I know goes to the beach for a vacation, like, you don't understand how traumatizing it would be to me if someone I knew was attacked by a shark. I may never even take a shower again. No. Apparently I have to eat all this. Look. That is all that's left. Can I save that for midnight snack and we just say I did it? ND, first of all, I've got a lot of thoughts on that. There are absolutely big tiger sharks down there, and they are finding out that great whites are all through the Caribbean. They're just normally passing through. There's not a resident population. But I used to swim, well, not regularly, but anytime we'd go down to like Jamaica, anywhere like Costa Rica, no, not Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. There's no great whites here. And then they come to find out they're all up through everywhere. They're everywhere. Just Cow Guy says, true story. As a kid, I knew a buddy who had some people in from Nebraska ask what lake they were looking at. It was the Pacific Ocean. So, the Strombolis, I ate one that night. I ate another half one in the middle of the night. And I know I said I was going to bring in some for Allie and Austin, but it never made it in there. I ate it for lunch one of the days, and then that was it. I love making those Strombolis. They're so good. And they're so easy to make. And a marinara sauce is not that hard. What Allie was talking about earlier, for anyone who didn't see it, she's asking if you guys would want to do something like a cook with me, cook with John, where we send out like an ingredients list ahead of time. And I think the best one to do would be a red sauce, just because I've been making it my whole life. You know, steaks, not everybody. Some people like to cook them differently, and that's totally fine. Like, do it any way you want. One of the things that I would say I am going to tell you, sounds conceited, but whatever, I make it better than you, is a red sauce. And just do it the way I do it, and you will make amazing red sauce. And a marinara sauce for the dipping of the Strombolis is not that much. You were just outside. Go. That dog is seriously lucky he is as cute as he is. He's absolutely adorable. What'd you forget about, Allie? The fact that I said I was going to bring some in and then never did. I felt kind of bad about it, but not terrible, because they were delicious. I don't know if you can hear him barking. It's pretty windy here, and if there's a plastic bag stuck in a tree or something, anything that's not supposed to be there, that he doesn't normally see there, he barks at. So that's probably, he's barking at something like that. Asia's a big boy. Yeah, no, he's got a bark on him. I've told some people this story, but, you know, I'm a big Second Amendment guy, big gun guy, and sleep with guns within my reach in case anybody ever comes in. There was a misunderstanding on a time schedule or something, and somebody I know came into the house after I'd gone to sleep, everything like that, and it was so clear to me that I'm never getting to my guns before he had has taken care of anyone trying to get into the house. By like the time I woke up and heard the alarm going off, he was already out of bed and running at the door in just like a and luckily he knew the person and calmed down once he saw him. But yeah, that kind of answered the what would happen if somebody broke into my house question for me. And it's I could maybe even sleep through it. He'd just take care of it. All right, but I need an answer. Am I good, or do I have to finish this last little tiny bit to quote unquote win the challenge? One of our dogs almost got munched by a coyote the other night at sunset. Left her out in the front, caught a light brown. Got the dog back in time. Yeah, coyotes are, I mean, it's a real danger for smaller dogs. I'm not worried about him with a coyote. I don't know how many coyotes it would take to bother him, but it would be numerous. Okay, I appreciate that, ND Mike. I am gonna save that for a later snack because I want it. But absolutely delicious. Once again, all the ingredients less than $20. Easily could feed a family of 4 with that, or one hungry 45-year-old fat-ish man. So, and he'd like to come back in. Let's go. Oh, get that drool off. Why are you drooling like that? All right, I'm gonna. Oh, what do we got? All that's left is some gristle. Yeah. The Great Outdoors was a great movie. Come here. Come here. Here. Paw. One more time. Take it. All right, guys. We will definitely be back next Thursday. And I think this is the easiest way to do it. We do it through YouTube, but I will start putting these on Meatgistics and Walton's live. Make sure you're following us on our social media accounts so that when we do the next process stream, which is this same thing, just at Walton's in our test kitchen, and we're making something more meat processing related, not a meal, we'll let you know when that's coming up. But have a good night. Appreciate you guys hanging out and having a few beers. Hopefully you guys had some beers too. We'll see you.